What's up, guys? Drew here from the ERC squad, and we're back again with another video for y'all. Basically going over every piece that we picked up at the Classic Game Fest convention that was held up in Austin, Texas. And we're gonna look at everything, check it out. I'll tell y'all why I decided to get a couple of these pieces, and a couple of them, I may not go into detail on, but I did add it to my collection. Maybe I thought it was cool, but yeah, we'll get straight into it and let us know what y'all think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment below what y'all think. Let's go. Let's start. So starting here, we have Pokemon White version, which I was able to finally make this a CIB. I had the box and I had the actual booklet. I did not have the game itself, but I was able to pick it up for a great price there. And I was able to make this one. And also, see here, Pokemon Black version 2. I was able to make this one a CIB, same as with the white version. I had the box and I had the manual and everything. I just did not have the actual game itself. So, two great finds. I'm so happy I was able to pick those up and make those CIBs. Just, kind of tough to do given the pricing of the market right now for these games. But luckily I was able to work some deals and actually get a great find. Okay, so next we're going to start here. I was able to pick up a manual for Pokemon Gold version. On the Game Boy. I do have the actual game itself. I don't have a box. One day I do hope to get a box and to kind of complete it, along with Crystal, Silver, Blue, Red, Yellow. I hope to complete all those, or at least buy them CIB at one of these conventions, or maybe a private seller. Who knows where I might, find that. But I think I only paid like $10, maybe not even 10, might have been like 8. But who knows? I figured it might come in handy one day. But yeah, I'm just happy to pick that up. And now we're gonna get over here to the PS2 game. I was able to get Street V3. Now, this one wasn't one that I actually played a lot as a kid. I did play it a couple times, but I actually thought it'll be pretty cool to add to the collection. Don't mind the price that you might, I don't know if you can see that, but the price you see here, because I was able to work deals on the majority of the stuff that I got. I want to say maybe 98% of everything I got I was able to make deals on because I was buying multiple things from the vendors. Keep that in mind whenever y'all are out there at the gaming cons. The more you buy, the more they are willing to work with you on the prices. I can verify that, which I think I might even got some of it in footage, so you might see some of that. So, but yeah, I was able to pick this up. I think I have Street V2 or Street 2 on GameCube and then the other one on PS2 or vice versa. So I was kind of able to complete it, not all on one system or console, but I got all three of the trilogy. So great pickup. So happy I was able to find that. All right, so now we're going to get down here to the GBA games, which these two games I actually did play as a kid. So now I can officially say that I've completed my Gen 1, 2, 3, and I don't know if Leaf Green and Fire Red are considered Gen 4. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Please, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I was able to complete them. So now I was able to pick up Sapphire and Pokemon Leaf Green, which was the last two of the GBA games that I actually needed to complete. Now, mind you, I will be going back and getting the CIB versions of each one of these games, but yeah, two great games that I played as a kid. Leaf Green I didn't really play too much of. I mainly played Fire Red, but I'm so happy I was able to complete these and add them to the collection. So now we're gonna get here to the N64 games. So this one here, I'm gonna start with Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. This one here is a childhood game of mine. I was very young playing this. I think this was actually one of the very first console games I actually started playing that I actually owned myself. And I don't remember having a box or anything like that, but to be able to get it, complete in box at this gaming con, was really special for me because, it's a childhood game. I vividly remember playing this. I love this game as a kid, like stay up super late. I'm talking about being like 6 years old playing super late on this game, like to the early morning, like probably 5 or 6, like day daybreak, sometimes 7. So just up playing, this game. So I'm so happy I was able to pick this up and find it. It means a lot. And right here, we have Mortal Kombat. So if y'all remember from a previous video that I did, that I actually showed games that my mom actually found for me from my childhood, and I actually got the cartridge for Mortal Kombat 4, and I was able to find the box at this gaming con, which is really cool. Actually, it's funny, it actually had a game in it, but the guy was willing to part with the box. I mean, the game is not a super expensive game, and I think he probably wasn't anticipating anybody even buying it, but I came along and I was like, hey, I got the game, can I get the box so I can see it'll be part of my collection. Super cool guy. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was an Army vet. He did like 20 years or something like that. So he's a really cool guy. I don't remember if I got it on camera, but super cool guy. I'm so glad that he was nice enough to let me buy this box off of him with all the inserts so I can make my own personal game, a full-blown CIB. All right, so we're going to get here to the N64 games. I'm going to start with Mario Kart 64 because it was a game I played. I don't think I actually had this game. I think an older cousin of mine, when we used to live in Dallas, he had it, and I used to play it all the time. So I was like, let me get this game. This was actually a fun game as a kid. So loved it. Y'all gonna hear me say a lot on here that, I played it as a kid, because a lot of the stuff I did play, I actually played it as a kid. And I'm so happy that I'm able to pick it up now as an adult. And, I can introduce my 2 boys to it. And, they'll actually, I'm pretty sure Caden, my oldest, he'll love it. He's only 2 right now, but give him a couple years. He'll be gaming. He comes in and out of the game room. He loves it. So I think these games he'll actually love. But the Mario Kart 64, I picked it up. It was super clean. I think I actually got this from Brian at Nine Live. Shout out to Brian, which y'all will see him in the video of the Gaming Con. Love Brian. Super awesome dude. Great integrity. Him and Thomas and some of the other vendors that we met. It's always good to find those kind of vendors. But I got this and this next game I'm going to show you. I got both of these from him. So starting here is Cruis'n USA. I want to say this game is the game where I first heard the song. I think it's Rhythm of the Night. Like every time I hear that song, even before, I got back into collecting these things, I hear that song. This is the game I think of. I think this is the game. I think this is on the soundtrack. It's either that song or another song, but there's some of those older songs that were on the playlist for this. Love this game. I can't wait to actually pop it in and actually play it soon. So, but Cruis'n USA, I never played Cruis'n Exotica, and I think there was a third one. I never got to play those, but I actually played this one. So, love these games. All right, guys. So, last but not least of my day one haul is Spice Orange GameCube console. Now, this one is what I consider a grail only because I could not get this as a kid. For one, couldn't afford buying another GameCube console. My mom had already got me a purple one, so could not get another one. And then on top of that, I'm pretty sure back then they weren't in the US. I heard they released them in Japan. I'm pretty sure people probably had them, obviously due to probably shopping online back then, or, however they chose to, to get this console. But I had never seen one in person. I think I'd seen it on a commercial or something. I thought it was cool because, I had seen the black, the purple one, and I think the silver one in person, but never got to see the Spice Orange. So now that I'm an adult, I'm actually able to, get one myself. And this one is region free. So it plays, or I guess region free is a word, or maybe they converted it, or conversion, I'm not sure. But I was able to find it. It plays US games. I'm super excited to have this one to add to the collection. But the crazy thing is about this is when I bought this actual console from the vendor at Classic Game Fest, I did not see that they had another Spice Orange controller, which I'm going to show you as part of my day 2 haul. But I went back the next day and they actually had it. They could have had it. I might not have seen it. It was a lot of people moving around. I was trying to make sure I got this because they said they had so many people come through and actually look at it, ask questions. So I was like, you know what, let me just go and get this. So they actually had a controller, and I think it's like a vacuum seal that they use or something like that, plastic, to put the controller and the system together. But I was able to pick up the second controller the next day. And like I said, you know, I feel like this was just meant for me, perfect. And what's better than one Spice Orange controller? Two Spice Orange controllers, right? No? I'm just playing. But no, seriously, I'm so glad I was able to find this. Let me know what y'all think about the Spice Orange. I'm not sure if any of y'all, you know, out there are hunting this particular one. But yeah, I feel like this was a great find. So day one, success. All right, guys, so we're here now on our day two haul, and we're gonna get straight into it. So you can see actually, you know, day two actually bought a little bit more, I wanna say. So we're gonna start here at the Spice Orange GameCube controller, which, you know, as I showed you a little bit ago, that it was at the same vendor I got the console from, and I didn't see it the first day, so they had it out the second day. Or maybe they did have it out the second day and I didn't see it the first day. But either way, I still got it, and I'm super happy that I was able to pick that up from them. All right, next, I think I'm gonna start with the manuals. So whenever I go to these gaming cons, I look for manuals because you just never know where you're gonna need them, especially if you're trying to complete, like, you know, certain games. You might can find a box at one con, you know, but they don't have a manual. You might already have the game or whatever it is. So I always try to get manuals of games that I actually have. I was able to get the GoldenEye 007 manual, and I was able to get the Super Mario 64 manual because I do plan on completing these. I thought I had a box for GoldenEye. I guess I don't. But I do plan on completing it as well, like I said, and, you know, get those taken care of eventually. All right, guys, so next we're gonna start with the controllers. I was able to pick these up all from one vendor who had them, gave me a great deal on these. I'm not sure if I got it on camera. If I do, you'll see it on video. But was able to get these. They're in really good shape, pretty clean. I think the only one that might have a little bit scratches to it is maybe the green one, the Christmas tree controller, because that's what I call it, because it reminds me of the Christmas tree colors. But yeah, it has like one little scratch right there, nothing major. So was able to add these to the collection. So glad I was able to find these. And then I'm pretty sure I had the yellow one as a kid, mainly because I know my mom's favorite color is yellow. And so I'm pretty sure she picked this one up to add just to play. Maybe it was her personal controller, who knows? But I'm pretty sure I had it as a kid. 3 great finds here. So glad I was able to pick these up and add them to the collection. All right, so next we have here is the Fantastic Grape controller. I want to say that's the official name for it. If I'm wrong, please, you know, correct me in the comments. But this one is one that I seen after I actually seen the console that they had. That I want to say I got this from the same vendor. I can't really remember. But the vendor that had this, I think they were out of Ohio, but they actually had the console and another controller with it. And you know, it might not even been the same vendor, but the ones that actually had it, they had a reasonable price on the other one, but what they were asking, I just was like, you know what, I'm not willing to pay that, especially because the N64 Fantastic Grape that they had, the console had a deep scratch kind of off to the left. And so I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna want to pay that. So I was trying to work a deal, but they weren't really willing to work a deal. Not that early on in the gaming con. So I was like, okay, I'll wait till day 3, because day 1, I tried to work it. Day 2, I came back, still nothing. And then day 3 comes around, or no, I'm sorry. Day 1, I tried to work it, and I came back for day 2. I want to say I got there a little bit later in the day, and they had sold it. And I was like, oh man, like, I really wanted it, but like I say, for that deep scratch, I wasn't willing to pay that price. And there's nothing wrong with people charging what they charge. And I'm not one of those people that actually get upset because I feel like somebody's charging too much for whatever they have. It's their product, their property. You know, I feel like they charge what they want. Now, if they choose to sell it for that price or drop the price, it's completely up to them. I'm not one of those sticklers for that, you know. But like I said, I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to paying a certain dollar amount for certain things. And, you know, I really want it to be a little bit more cleaner than what it was. Still look great, but like I said, I just wasn't willing to pay that. But yeah, I was able to pick this up. Hopefully I can get the console to match one day. Who knows? I know they are out there. They're a little bit more obscure than the jungle green and the ice blue from what I can tell, but my wife really loves this one, so pretty sure once I do complete it, it'll probably be part of her collection, not mine, but our collection together, so, right. I don't know. We'll see how she feels about that. But no, yeah, great pickup. I'm, really glad I was able to find this. All right, so next we're gonna get to the silver GBA player. I think that's the name. Yeah, Game Boy player, GBA player. I have a black one, and I actually have the disc. They're both on my Pokemon XD or Gala Darkness GameCube edition, but I'm actually gonna add this one to it and take that one off just because it matches silver. I didn't even know they made these in different colors, but y'all might have seen the actual vendor. His name is Mike. Can't remember the name of his booth. I don't know if they have a game store. I think they do a lot of gaming cons, but he always has a lot of great stuff, which I got more stuff from him. You might have seen him in Chase After the Right Price video, Phoenix Resale video. He goes to a lot of gaming cons, but he always from their videos, from me seeing in person, from the previous 2 cons that I've been to, gaming cons that I've been to, he always has a lot of good stuff, always. So if you ever see him out there in your area, definitely shop with him. He's pretty reasonable. He works deals just like everybody else. The more you buy, the better the deal. So, but his name is Mike. You will see him in the video, maybe in one of my videos too. So, but really great guy. I think he actually won vendor booth of the event for Retropalooza. So he has a really big booth. You'll probably see him with these big brown boxes with glass cases, or not brown. They're like the same color. If you go like the Home Depot and you get the wood from them, it's like that color. But yeah, so really cool guy. I just remember him from his cutoff t-shirts because I used to like wearing those as a kid in the summertime. So, but yeah, got this from him. Cut me a good deal on it. But yeah, make sure y'all check them out. All right, so what we have here next is 2 GameCube games. I picked up Mario Kart Double Dash. This one includes the bonus disc. Played this one a little bit growing up. I can't remember if I had it. If I didn't, I know a family member had it because I was one of those kids. Well, I'm part of a family where we all went to each other's houses and played each other's games, just how we were growing up. I was able to pick this up, and then I was able to pick up Luigi's Mansion. I'd never played this one, and I mainly picked it up because I feel like my wife would probably like it a lot because these are the kind of games she likes to play. So I did pick it up for her. We'll see. But I'm almost certain she'll love it whenever she does have time to sit down and actually play it and enjoy it. So pretty sure she's probably going to put one of these GameCubes on her desk, or she might just, play on the big screen. I like playing these on the big screen, but yeah. So I was able to pick both of these up. All right, so next we have here is a CIB Mario Kart 64. Now, I know you're probably wondering why did you buy Mario Kart 64, the cartridge, and then turn around and buy a full-blown CIB? Well, I don't think I got it on camera. I don't think my brother, who was filming everything for me, because it was kind of like, it just happened. I'm pretty sure he was off recording the con and stuff, but this just kind of happened. It was a guy who actually was at a booth who had this bag. I'm gonna set this down. He had a bag maybe about this big, full of games that were all complete in box. I think he might have even had some sealed. I can't really remember, but he was trying to do trade-ins and they were part of his personal collection. And so he's there trying to sell with the vendor. And I'm seeing these games. I'm like, wait, let me actually try to get in on this. And so I can't remember what this one price charts at. I do know it's above the price that I paid. He sold it to me at $100. I'm pretty sure price chart somewhere around maybe 120, 130. Not totally sure off the top of my head, but I bought it for $100. And he was really cool. And actually he had a Super Mario 64 complete in box, and I was gonna buy it from him cash. I was gonna go back and get cash the next day. I never got to see him the next day. I don't know if he came or maybe we just weren't there at the same time, but I really wanted that one. But I've seen, I mean, you'll see these throughout, like these particular ones, the Mario Kart and Super Mario. You'll see those like at a lot of different booths, CIB. So I wasn't really, too upset about it. Wish I was able to actually pick that up from him. So another great find right there. All right, next we have here some DS games. I was able to finally complete my Pokemon DS, Nintendo DS, and 3DS collection. I was able to get everything CIB or completely sealed. I do have one sealed Nintendo DS Pokemon game or 3DS. I'm not sure. It's the Pokemon White 2. It's completely sealed. But I was able to pick up Diamond and Pearl, which were the last two that I needed outside of the Pokemon White and I think Pokemon White, which you've seen on my day one haul. But I was able to pick both of these up to complete this. So that is a little bit of an accomplishment. I feel pretty proud about that. So these will, head up to the DS Wall of Fame that I have over here for Pokemon. But yeah, I was able to pick these up. Next, here on the DS games, I did buy, which is crazy because I know you're probably like, what are you talking about? But I thought I bought a loose copy of Pokemon White 2, and I just needed the box, which I didn't. I thought I did because I wanted one so that I could actually play, because the other one's sealed. I'm not gonna, break the seal on it, but I actually got to go back out and hunt for this. But like I said, I do have it all completed. It's just I don't have one for this case, and I do have the case and the manual, so I will find one that I'll actually be able to play because I'm a big Pokemon person and I like to shiny hunt on all the different games. So not just the person that collects, I actually like to play mine. So, but yeah, gotta find a loose copy for this one. And then next here, these two are for my wife. She has the loose cartridges of these, which she picked up at my previous video. Y'all will see she picked up at Game and Skate. Shout out to Bradley. I was able to find the boxes for these. So the boxes, I think they both come with manuals. Yeah, like Brain Age has a manual and Super Mario Bros. Has a manual. So these will be fully CIB for her collection. So two great pickups. All right, guys. So we're here with our day 3 haul of what we picked up at Classic Game Fest. And I'm gonna start over here with the Game Boy Pocket. I was really drawn to this one. I've never owned one of these in particular, but I was drawn to this one because it obviously I really like how clean the black on shell is on this one. I don't know a whole lot about the Game Boy Pockets because I kind of came on the scene with the Game Boy Color. So I'm still kind of learning about these, but I do plan on collecting them. I want to have, a big variety of handhelds, and I would like to have every color if possible. But with this one, it actually has a IPS screen, which you can't see it because there's no batteries in it. But this one was a really cool pickup, and I really liked how it looked. And also to partner with that one, I got the Pokemon Yellow. Now I do already have this particular one. The reason I picked up another one was because I was looking for one that had a cleaner cover art. Like the cartridge overall is just a better looking cartridge. But I also picked this one up because I wanted to test this Game Boy Pocket with a game that was actually working. Now, the reason I say that was because the vendor, they had a couple ones, but they only had one game that would work with it. Even then, it wasn't really working. It wasn't reading the cartridge. They didn't have anything to clean the actual cartridge, which I think it was like a Looney Tunes game or some Bugs Bunny game. But I finally came back to the booth on day 3 because I went every day. And I had a game and everything, and I tested it. Loved the way it looked, the quality and everything. So I picked it up, bought both of those together. Next we have here is the Wavebird, which I picked this one up mainly because me and my wife, we wanted to play a couple of the games that we do have that are multiplayer on the GameCube, like the Mario Kart Double Dash and a couple others. And also for anybody who want to get that work and Street Fighter 2, because that's my game. But this one was probably the cleanest one that I found there. As far as price range on these at the Gaming Con, I think they were all averaging about $80 to $90, but I was able to get this one for, I want to say $80. I think they had it listed at $90. So great pickup. I'm glad I found this one. Actually surprised it lasted to day 3, given to how clean it is. Like normally this little yellow analog is like super dirty and dingy looking for most of them, but this one here is like, it's really clean. So glad that I picked that up. Next we got here is the Nintendo 2DS. Now, I never owned one of these. You know, these were, they look a little weird to me. Like I'm so used to all the, you know, the folding and everything of the DSs and everything. But hey, I am on, I guess, a collecting grind for the handhelds. So this one here was a must pick up only because it was super clean. Like I've seen them in the past at different game stores. Other cons are like all scratched up. The screens are like scratched up, super dirty. I don't know if the screens on this was replaced. If they were, whoever did it did a great job. You might see a little smudge from my fingerprints, but overall, no scratches on the shell at all. Like this is actually pretty immaculate in my opinion. And I think I only paid like $90 for this, $85, $90. But I think I was seeing them at the cons for like $110. So. But I did pick it up on day 3, so that's probably why I got the deal that I got. But super clean, or in the words of my wife, so fresh and so clean. But yeah, no, I'm glad I found this, which I do plan on, you know, buying all the other colors that are out there. I don't really know much about these, but I will do my research and just add them to the collection because, like I said, I plan on collecting them all. Now, down to the last 2. Now, I got these 2 as part of a deal. I did a flip the coin bet. I did a flip the coin bet, which I don't mind disclosing what I paid. So for these 2, I came to the price of $280 is what I paid. Granted, you know, what the vendor wanted was way more. I think this one here by itself was listed for like, I want to say like $285 or something like that, or $290. So the reason I did the deal, I wasn't looking for this one. I wasn't even going to buy it, but to get the deal that I wanted, to get this one here a little cheaper overall, I had to buy 2. And so we did a coin flip on a bet. His bottom number he came to, as far as agreement, was like $290. And my bottom number was, I want to say what, $280 is what I paid. So we did a coin flip. I actually won for a change. I won the coin flip. I guess I will start with this one. I think this one is the Nintendo DS XL. It has some scratches. Don't mind this little part here if you can see that. It's just a sticker from the price. But it has some scratches on it. The screen is scratched pretty bad. Pretty sure a kid probably had this one, but I can always get the screen replaced. Now the shell is a different story. I don't really know much about how they replace shells, or they just find a different one that, you know, same color, but obviously a different shell and they replace it. But overall, super clean. The bottom of it is pretty clean. So this was a great find. And then this one here was the only reason I even got this one. Like I said, this one here is a 2DS, and the shell on it is really clean. The screen's clean, no scratches, just little, you know, dust particles. And overall, you know, it was a great pickup for the collection. It's funny because I bought it for me, and then as soon as I got back and I showed my wife, she's like, "Ooh, I want this one." Because I got the other one. I have the blue and black one. And of course, purple being her favorite color. She's like, "Can I have this one?" And I'm like, I guess. Even though it's my fine, but I guess. But like they say, happy wife, happy life, right? So, but no. Ultimately, you know, I'm super happy about this find on both of those. So that will conclude my 2025 Classic Game Fest hauls for all 3 days. Now, I know you're probably wondering, well, what are these in front of me? Well, these are just some games I picked up. I actually bought from someone in a group, a Pokemon, I guess it's like a marketplace group, but like for Game Boys, Nintendo, and like Pokemon stuff. So, but I bought all 4 of these, which they're going into the collection. This is why I'm showing y'all this, but they're all sealed. I already got all these games, but I got them on digital download. So yeah, but I got Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon Shield, and Let's Go Pikachu. I am looking for Let's Go Eevee. I do have Pokemon Sword. It's not sealed, but I do want to get all of them sealed just to hold on to them. Who knows, maybe one day they'll be worth something. But yeah, they'll be a part of my collection. So all in all, I must say, I felt like this past weekend was a success. And yeah, I will catch y'all on the next one.